Good day, my Facebook friends. Today is Tuesday here in Thailand, Koh Phangan. I'm enjoying my place here in the naturey jungle. There's lots of sounds. Roosters, tropical birds, dogs, elephants, insects, all kinds of things. Keeps me up at night sometimes. Geckos, so many things. So I've been getting a little bit of a weird sleep. But that said, I'm excited to dive into this topic today, which is really been on my heart for some time, and it's very juicy. What does it mean to be a good person, right? A lot of us have this sort of prerogative. At least I'm a good person. Or at least you're a good person. Or you're a good person, even though you did this, is sort of like one of the reasons for forgiveness. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Make sure this is coming through all right. Sometimes I have tech issues, reception issues, microphone issues. I have no idea. So if you can hear me, let me know, please. And I'll continue. Thank you. There's this paradigm of good and bad. And it's also known as the reward and punishment paradigm. And it's basically enslavement to perspectives, right? It's an enslavement to, I don't want to be bad, I don't want to be punished, so I will be good, I will seek reward, right? Our brain has these reward pathways, which is exactly what our society is built around manipulating so that we can try to be good as a way to simply fulfill the dopamine of the reward pathways. And letting go of this construct is, to the brain, is like, hey Edjida, can you hear me okay? Letting go of the construct of, I want to get my dopamine fix, I want to get my reward, is scary because it feels like I'm never going to eat again, right? It feels like I'm never going to be loved again. It feels like I'm giving up on being alive. It feels like I'm dying. And in a way it is, because the part of us that depends on and requires this dopamine fix to stay alive, it is a character, it is an archetype, and it is dying. We've got some vehicles going by here, maybe a little loud. And so if we're allowing this fictional character built around the reward pathways to actually dissolve and come to an end, right, to actually die, who are we? Are we still who we thought we were? If our whole ego construct, if our whole personality construct as we know it is built around creating, thanks Rachel, if the whole ego construct is built around creating these rewards, and we no longer are seeking that same reward, that ego construct is no longer relevant. And that ego construct is being starved out and is going to start to get angry, is going to start to lash out. And if all it knows is reward and punishment, that ego construct will attempt to punish us, right? It will give us bad feelings. And then we have these bad feelings as, well, this is a bad feeling, so I'm being punished, so I must be doing something wrong. And if we buy into that, right, that's the trick. If we buy into, I'm having a bad feeling, so I must be doing something wrong, that reinforces this box, right? I want to be good, I don't want to be bad. I go this way, I don't go this way. And that is the nature of addictive energy flow. That's the nature of getting caught in our own self-constructed blinders. And it's not our fault that it's self-constructed, because that's the vision of the world we were handed. That's the perspective of the world, the limited perspective that we inherited. So it really does take a lot of courage to be able to let go of this addiction to these reward pathways, because when we start to evaluate, or what's the right word? When we give reward and punishment equal weight, they no longer have control over us. Right? When we give good and bad equal weight, we're no longer looking to seek anyone's approval, or even the approval of our own dopamine, our own brain, because we're no longer afraid of ourselves. And if we're no longer afraid of ourselves, then we are allowed to take what would have otherwise been personality risks. If we're no longer afraid of ourselves, we're allowed to, put quotes there, we were always allowed, but now our personality is no longer stopping us, what we thought was our personality, which is really inherited trauma, is no longer stopping us from living in such a way that is going to truly unwind the armoring of our nervous system, which is really all our soul is asking us to do. The tension in our nervous system is exactly what keeps our body from being an accurate reflection of what our soul is actually radiating. And that's what causes pain. Emotional pain, physical pain, spiritual pain, relational pain. And when we start to actually be allowed to move into the spaces that have always been a I'm not that kind of person space, or this is too fill in the blank, this is too gross, this is too hard, this is too painful, this is too taboo. When we move into these spaces that previously were off limits, it gives us the experience that I'm actually still safe in this space that previously was classified as foreign or classified as unsafe and was mentally linked with, now I need to activate the sympathetic nervous system. Now I need to activate the limbic, the fight or flight system. There's a great example of, like, if we are, this happens to me sometimes. If I'm walking, especially in Thailand here, if I'm walking down the sidewalk and I see a branch on the ground, and I think in my mind or with my eyes see it as like, oh, that's a snake. And then I feel some fear. I feel like a little jump, right? Like, eh. And then, oh, that's a branch. So now I notice I was actually afraid of a branch. So then I can look at my belief system. Am I afraid of branches? No. But I just felt fear from a branch. So it's actually a beautiful opportunity to expose how our beliefs, that's my hourly timer there, and my battery's about to die. Let me see, I have 4% here. How our beliefs, and my phone is overheating too. How our beliefs and our nervous system are so intertwined. So I guess I'll just wrap up since I have so many things happening. I invite you to take a look at which belief is causing a chronic fear, right? Which belief is causing a chronic fear? What is my chronic fear? Which belief is causing it? And how am I able to position this into the reward and punishment system? And who would I be if I transcended the reward and punishment system? If I could see the reward and punishment system dynamics within this thing that's causing me chronic fear, who would I be if there was no such thing as the reward and punishment? Who would I be? And experiment and try being that. It's a role-playing exercise. Be an actor for a little while. Spend an hour talking with somebody as if you're that person. Record a note on your own. Write in your journal, whatever it takes. That is you. That is my invitation. Thank you so much for your presence here, and I love you. And sending hugs from Bali. I mean, from Thailand. I forgot where it was. Okay, bye-bye.